Okay, hey guys, this is Chance. I'm not exactly sure if there is a topic this week. I wasn't informed of any, but I've had something on my mind for like the past week, and I've tried making this video about 3 times now, and on this thing, it doesn't work. I mean, it works, it just comes up as audio. So, hopefully this is fine. Anyways, the topic that I'm addressing is the topic of this trans fad. Fad, I'm trying not to be like an a-hole, but it just seems apparent to me that there is this trans fad that's happening. And I want to know how you guys feel. I really do. Because maybe I think I'm just being maybe too harsh or closed-minded about it. It something just doesn't seem right to me. I don't know. I have 3 examples, one of which is, I'll just get into it. First example, I have a friend, his name is Aiden, and I believe him 100% when he says that he is an FTM and that he is transgender. There's like multiple reasonings. It's basically when he talks to you about how he feels about, maybe dysphoria, or he discussed his past, like when he's telling me about activities and things that happen. It just seems so genuine, and maybe this also he not he's very monitored when he's on the computer, and that's because a little while ago he came out as bisexual to his parents, and so now they're trying to hyper feminize him. Um, Basically, they make him wear um, more feminine clothing, and he has people come to school and bring him like more masculine clothes to kind of like hide everything to make him feel more comfortable, to make him feel more like the man that he is. Um, it just seems so genuine. But I have another friend who says that they're transgender one day, and then maybe like the next week they will say that they're not. Now, when a person tells me they're transgender, I'm not going to assume that they aren't. If you say you're something, then to me you're automatically that something. I can't say otherwise. But it gets really confusing to me when this friend can show off her breasts extremely easily. Um, it's just she's actually feminine, and I know there are feminine guys. I'm not extremely feminine, but I'm not extremely masculine. I have feminine tendencies. It just it just seems like it's not the truth. It just seems like she's lying, and by her going back and forth too, like she says that no one is allowed to judge her. She can be whatever she wants to be one day, and then if she changes it the next day, then she is that person that she says she is. And I don't know what to do, because I feel like if you're trans, you truly are trans, and you want to transition into the gender or sex that you feel as though that you are. You have this pull, this tug of like a string that pulls you over to that gender or sex. that you feel like that you are, despite the fact that your body is wrong. And she just doesn't seem like that to me. I have another friend who, ever since I've known her, has been extreme lesbian, which is, that's cool, you know. Very anti-male. Um, didn't want to associate with any males. Did didn't like it if you maybe thought she was a guy. However, she hates her breasts. I know that she wants a reduction, as far as I'm aware of right now. She wants a reduction. So she's kind of balanced for me. Like, okay, so yeah, there's more of a possibility than the last friend that I talked about. So it's okay. But she has, like, she goes on a Tumblr a lot, maybe YouTube, probably seeing things. And hell, if I didn't go onto YouTube, I probably would still be suppressing my feelings, I guess, about who I am, or maybe I just, it's the fact of, I'll talk about that later. Um, anyways, she came to me the other week or so, and she says that she's questioning her gender. That's awesome. I think on some level gender should be questioned. No doubt in my mind that gender should be questioned. At least the maybe more that gender isn't binary, that it's more fluid than what people usually tend to associate it with. It it just seems weird though that she hangs out with a group of people that are, well, she doesn't hang out with them. She talks with them online. And sometimes I just feel like people think that in order to be cool or hip, they kind of follow what is the fad or what's trending, or maybe not that, just okay, like the gay and lesbian kind of epidemic thing. I don't know if it's still going on, but at least where I live, there was this, you had to be gay or lesbian or bisexual. If you weren't, then you weren't cool. Later, people found out that most of those people that were saying that, at least from my experience, that they were lying. Um, so that's what I'm kind of feeling like, that maybe because she's hanging around online, she's hanging around that group of people. Maybe she's just being influenced to second guess her feminism. Maybe. Um, I don't know. When I was identifying as female, still, I had a hard time saying I was a lesbian. It just didn't feel right to me, and I would I would always every time my girlfriend would say, "You're so gay," be like, "No way, I'm totally straight," and I would say that every time. I wouldn't hardly ever. I think maybe once or twice I actually said that I was a lesbian. It makes me feel weird saying that now. But anyways, tell me what you guys think. I I don't. I'm trying not to be closed-minded. I mean, if someone tells me that they're transgender, I believe them. I can't assume. I mean, I wouldn't want people to think that I wasn't when I am. It just seems very peculiar to me, is all. It just seems like that maybe some people are getting into something that they might not necessarily want to do. I mean, maybe not. It just seems like people, I think, should question it more. Like, when I was, I'm sorry this is so long, but I just need to talk, I guess. Whenever I was, finding out, not finding out, but coming to realization, I guess, of how I've been feeling all my life, I questioned, am I am I starting to feel this way because I watched a few videos and it just seems really cool and awesome. So I double checked myself. I went back through my memory, how I feel or how I felt, and it just was. I've always felt this way. It, I couldn't imagine identifying as female, like specifically female, like when I was a kid, I want to be associated as male all the time. I just but I couldn't imagine identifying as female for real, like feeling feminine, and then waking up one day and going, oh well, these trans people are pretty cool. I think I'm gonna be, a man. I don't know. Is that possible? Can someone do that? Can someone? I mean, as long as they are fine with it, I guess, and go with it, and are like, oh, okay, yeah, this is cool, or this was for me, then I guess that's, I mean, I don't judge anybody. I try not to, at least. Um, I believe you if you say that you are. So I'm not like, I just wish that maybe people would question maybe more. Like, stay away from the internet for like a week or two, and have someone call you, he or her, whatever your opposite is. And if it just seems weird to you, like, whoa, wait a second, I don't know if I can deal with that, then you're probably not transgender. Like, I always feel really like, because like some people don't know, and like if I'm dealing like with my credit card or whatever, and I don't want like people to like freak out, like at restaurants and stuff like that. Um, Depending on where we are, me and my girlfriend. My girlfriend will use my female pronouns because it just makes that situation easier. But every time she says it, it's like a punch to the gut. It's like I love being called he and him, and when someone turns around and does that, it's like, what are you doing? But in that case, she kind of has to just make things easier. But yeah, okay. Tell me your guys' perspective. How do you feel about this trans fad? Um, do you think it's a fad, or do you think more people are aware? That's a that might be a good explanation. Um, do you feel like someone could wake up one morning and be like, "Oh, okay, I want to be the opposite sex now, or opposite gender. I'm gonna do that." So, do a video response or comment. I'm seriously, honestly curious. Enlighten me, please. That's not sarcastic. I really want to know. All right, guys. Sorry it's so long. It's just been bothering me. So, hope you guys had an awesome week this week, and I will see you guys next week. Deuces, my homies.